Most people judge from their own lived reality, you know. If you have had to hustle for every coin, then seeing someone waste wealth feels like an insult to your struggle. You know. But judgment in that form is biased. It projects one's survival lens onto someone whose life context was completely different. You know, what feels like recklessness to you may feel like normal to them, because they were conditioned differently. You know, a child raised in luxury often grows up in an ecosystem where needs are always met without effort. Desires are fulfilled instantly without patience. Consequences are softened or even erased by parents or resources. You know, this creates a psychology where value is not attached to effort. Money becomes like air, always available, always there. And when something feels infinite, it loses its sense of worth. You know, money in its raw form is not valuable. It is the process of earning it. That is what gives it value. If a child was never involved in working, saving, or even creating, then money will feel abstract. If they never saw the sacrifice behind the wealth, then they won't appreciate the cost of it, you know. If they were only recipients, not participants, they inherit wealth without inheriting wisdom. This is why there's that old proverb that says, easy come, easy go. Wealth without understanding is like giving a sword to someone who's never trained in combat. They will either misuse it or even hurt themselves with it. You know, you can't blame someone for wasting fish when you have never taught them how to fish. You know, you have to understand that's the essence of generational misunderstanding. Parents give the fish, that is the money and the lifestyle, but they never give the fishing rod, that is the skills, the discipline, the patience, the creativity, you know, the resilience. So the child consumes the fish, wastes it, or even throws it away, not out of malice, but out of ignorance. And ignorance is not cured by judgment, but by teaching. This is why studies show that wealth often doesn't survive beyond the third generation. You know, the first generation suffers, it learns and it builds. The second enjoys, but still remembers the struggle. The third inherits comfort, but not the struggle. So they return to square one. It is not moral failure. It is failure of transmission of values. In short, rich children squandering wealth is not as much about immorality as it is about miseducation. You know, if someone never saw the process of making wealth, they will never understand its weight. So judgment from a survival perspective blinds us from seeing the root cause, the absence of initiation into responsibility. Instead of condemning, the wiser approach is to ask, were they ever taught how to fish? Or were they only given the fish? My people, heal. Heal.